G'day folks, welcome back to Enshrouded and welcome back to Wistful Fields. Hope you guys are doing well. In the previous episode we found all of the villagers. Look at them over here. Well, at least not like all of them, but like the majority of them. Because I believe we still have maybe one more villager to try and find. So that's what we're going to do in this episode. But just before we continue, I just realized that with the most recent updates, they made a few changes here. You can access like this wheel by pressing X now to do emotes and various things. But yeah, I've only just discovered that because I haven't really been you know, sitting too much, and I tried to do that and then I realized it's now been changed to an emote. I believe you can add a couple of your own, or perhaps maybe edit the wheel for the emotes that you prefer, but I won't worry about doing that, because it's just you guys and me, and normally I just sort of sit around when I finish episodes or begin episodes, but we do need to find one more person. Let's just bring up our journal, and let's find the quest. So we'll obviously make this our quest, and we should try and find them. They're apparently in Pikemead's Reach, so... but I'm not seeing a way to bring up the map from the journal, so I'm not entirely sure what's up with that. Plenty more cosmetics to try and get. I'm just trying to see if there are any additional people that can be had from some of these other quests, but it doesn't look like it, so it really is just going to be this last person, I hope. Because I am actually very looking forward to getting back into some building. We haven't done building or a lot of building in quite a while, so that's what I want to try and do, hopefully. Pikemead's Rest. Isn't this... yeah, this is the pike. So it should be there somewhere. Let's get to the Revelwood Spire, and we'll figure things out from there. Perhaps maybe I should take a look at the journal entry again. So, one of the homes in the Imperial Gardens of Pikemead's Reach has a hidden attic used for conducting magic rituals. So that's what we need to do first. We don't have a marker because it's a bit of a mystery of where this attic is. All we know is that it should be in the Imperial Gardens somewhere. So that's where we want to reach. Again, I should be able to steamroll absolutely everything, you would think, by now. So I'm not too concerned about, you know, eating and all of that sort of stuff. So we shouldn't waste any of that. Unless a really powerful enemy shows up, then we can, you know, have some foods and all that sort of stuff. And hopefully I can actually glide down there. Maybe I should take the opportunity to... like maybe just take a step from here, maybe even climb this, and we should glide further down. This should be able to get us a little bit further, hopefully. I still think we might need to get ourselves up this way. Let me just take a look at whether or not I've got altars to work with. I do. I could make myself an altar, and oh, I've not cleaned up my inventory before we began this episode, guys. I do apologize. So I will need to do that a little bit later, but I'm not really focused on trying to, you know, get loot or anything like that, so I think maybe I should be able to just run through the Shroud to get to Pikemead's Rest without, you know, needing to stay in it for too long. So that's fine. Maybe I can even perch myself up this way. Yeah, I don't know if that was the best of ideas. Maybe I should have just kept gliding. That's fine. We'll get there one way or another. Okay. And we are getting very close. I will want to place down our flame altar, just in case we have any issues and we need to respawn here. Okay. Now to brute force our way in, which we will do in a second. So there we go, we should be able to come back here. Okay, so I think we need to try and jump up and past some of these initial buildings. And I think we need to sort of go that way, kind of, because this is not the Imperial Gardens just yet. Let's maybe gain some height. And I believe it's further in. So what did I do last time? It wasn't too long ago that we had to come here. I'm just trying to see if there's any loot worth taking. Again, let's not focus on the loot though. So yeah, we should be able to get through, maybe over here. This leads outside though. Maybe just up here. There must be a way. Or I can try and go for the roof over here. I think that's reachable. Yeah, there we go. So we should be able to now get in. So Imperial Gardens. We need to check every single house that might have an attic. Okay, so let's begin with this home. No attic here. That's fine. Let's continue up maybe in this one. Perhaps maybe there's an attic that we can access. Okay, just a whole bunch of rubble here. Oh, I see something glowing over there. I think that might be what we're looking for. I'm hoping it is. What the heck? Is that actually someone's arm? Let me have a read here. Under the sea. I don't know how to reach you, Ramon. You've disappeared from the face of the earth, but you know where to find me, at least, so I'm leaving you this. The statue of our former ruler, Queen Pikemead, will be tossed unceremoniously into the sea and sink to the bottom of the ocean when the clock strikes 12. I can't stop this madness, but I saved a piece. The harbor workers did too. King Gormander won't listen to my requests. He wants her likeness erased from his new gardens. Please burn this letter after reading it, and take the statue piece. I can't let our correspondence get me in trouble. Best luck to you. Glory to Queen Pikemead forever. Okay. Well, I suppose we should pick it up then. Pikemead Statue Showcase. Ah, okay. So we can maybe build ourselves a statue at some point. Is this what we were looking for? I doubt it. There are probably a few more pieces, and I guess we might have an additional quest in this segment to try and complete. But I'm not too interested for now. I'm more interested in trying to find our other companion here. So let me just backtrack this way. We should try for this attic here. Try and see if there's anything inside. If there is even a way inside this one. I'm not sure there is. Whoops. There we go. Alright, there's a little hole here. Nothing. Alright. Next. So we've been in that one. I guess we should just meticulously check all of the attics line by line. I wonder if it would be in the tower. It specifically said attic, though. So let's not worry about checking the tower. We've definitely been here before. Nothing special in here, it seems. So maybe we go for this next house over here. Alright, this attic looks like it's only used for storage, so probably not the right one. And perhaps maybe this next one. Which is rat infested. Not really a problem. Something back there, potentially. Okay. This place feels familiar, though. I'm pretty sure I've been here, but the thing is, you know, with these villagers and assistants and stuff, they're all kind of new features to the game. So there could very well be a need for us to backtrack to certain places. I think that's it there, possibly. So let's see what's going on. What the hell happened here? Yeah, some kind of ritual indeed. Let's have a read. Ritual of Reunion by Lady Leclaire of Glenwood's End. Mandatory, a wand. The incantation found below, a clear visual of the dead person you wish to speak to. Optional. Clementine-scented candles. When you return from the afterlife, you smell like burnt flesh. Speak the following words slowly. 1 hour till dawn, and I share it with you. Twice the time on this earth won't prove my love, true death cannot part us. I will find you wherever breach thrice the darkness, so we're blind together. Sand of time, flee me. I fall to your waves. Stretch out your hands, let reality cave. I sacrifice light, countless breaths that I waste. Just pull me in once for that final embrace. Please note, if the person you take into the afterlife does not let go of the dead's embrace, you disintegrate into ashes. The Clementine candles won't help then. Take care. Okay. Let's take a look. So, we've done the first part. So, we've learnt the owner of the attic attempted to cross the threshold between life and death to reunite with someone they loved. The ritual of reunion that was conducted seems to be the invention of Lady Leclerc of Glenwood's End. Search for Lady Leclerc's home in Glenwood's End and investigate it. Okay. Actually. So we now have a place to get to. So we should be able to easily reach that. I might go back to... Oh, hang on. Oh, no. There's probably some loot to be had there. Is it worth going back for that, though? I'm not sure. I don't think it'll be too difficult for us to get to it, so why not? Let's just quickly loot it, because you never know, there could be something interesting there. And now that we've sort of figured out where we need to go, shouldn't take us long to get there either, so... Okay, was it this one? I think so, yes. Just back here. Alright, so... yeah, totally forgot about the looting. So, Cryptic Wand. Hang on. Didn't it say that you need a wand? It doesn't say you need a cryptic one, but... I mean, I'm pretty sure you can just simply salvage this. And if it's not a quest item, I'm sure you wouldn't be able to salvage it, right? So, let's salvage that. And before we continue to... Glenwood's End, let's go back home. I want to have a sleep. And I'm thinking maybe now is a good idea or a good time for us to just tidy up our inventory before we find ourselves in need of our inventory space. Oswald is still sleeping on the floor. Again, unknown what the issue is with people not taking their beds. Yeah, he seems content. Alright, let's yeah, I got a lot of homeless people here. This is getting out of control. We need to do something about it, that's for sure. I sort of want to keep the statue piece here, but I think I'm still reserving all of this for either equipment or like instruments I'll keep here. We do have another chest, so not to worry on that front. I think I'll keep this here. And I'll throw that in there. Hookah Brawler head. More feathers. And the armadillo meat. Do we have quite a bit? I think we might, but if we can just stash it in here, that'd be good. Alright, good times. So, let's head back out. Once again, the Revelwood Spire should get us there. I'm not sure if we'll be able to make it all the way, but most certainly will give it our best shot. I think I should just, like, fly past and just continue gliding the best of our ability. Follow the roads. I haven't been around these parts for ages, I don't think. I'm sure there's been plenty of changes now. It's a nice area though, if you think about it. Could be nice to build a home here. And there's no wonder there's an actual town built up on the top of the hill. Glenwood's End. I don't know if Glenwood's End is even like a brand new area that potentially I haven't even visited before. Because that is also a possibility. I don't know if I'm really that interested in like exploring the entire village though. Because it'll probably give us, like, pretty standard loot anyway. So, let's focus on trying to get to this lady's home. I do see some fortifications. Okay, yeah, there are definitely some scavengers in the area. So we're not completely scot-free. Oh, okay. I was trying to grab books, but I'll take this as well. That's fine. We don't really have a lot of bombs, do we? I'm reluctant to make bombs out of the materials that we have, because we can generally find them everywhere. What I might do is actually swap out our bigger explosive there for the smaller ones that we've just found. So we should use those first. Yeah, we need to go for this house, obviously, so let's check in on it. Spideys. All right. Based on some of the furnishings that she keeps, I'm guessing she's going to be like Aiden's assistant. Ritual of Reunion reimagined. The fabric that separates life from death is becoming thinner. I feel it. With some small changes to my old incantation, my ritual should allow me to cross into the afterlife without requiring a loved one's touch, and to find eternity. 1 hour till dawn, and I spend it beyond. Twice the time on this earth is just what I want. Death cannot stop me, I will find my forever. Breach thrice the darkness, death finds me never. Sands of time free me, I fall to the waves. Stretch out my hands, let reality cave. I sacrifice light, countless steps that I take. Walk once into black until later I wake. Remember, Paulette, trace your steps, or else you won't return from the void. I'd best conduct the ritual in my secret cellar so I don't bring the smell of death into my living room. I'm all out of clementine-scented candles. I really like the clementine-scented candles. Alright, so apparently there's a cellar. I mean, I see a whole bunch of rubble here we could just dig through or use explosives. But is there another way to get down there? Probably not. Okay, let's start digging. Will we be able to get back out, though? I guess I can teleport myself out. Oh, okay. Oh, right. I didn't even see this. Where does this lead? Oh, right. The chimney. Clever. Yeah. Any more spideys? Nope. Okay then. There we go. So one last soul. We should be able to spawn her back at home. And before we even start with, you know, building and stuff like that, guys, look, unfortunately I didn't really get the chance to prepare myself for, you know, a lot of building, but, you know, I should really have some building blocks to work with. I'm hoping I still have some which we can use, but if we don't have it, then we're going to have to prepare some. But additionally, there's probably additional quests that we can pick up from various people. Like this guy has probably got like another quest for us, and potentially we could find ourselves needing to look for 1 or 2 other people. Oh, you can set roaming range for people. I just realized that. So you can even get them to not move ever, which is kind of interesting if you're having trouble looking for people. But here, we want Lady Eclair.
Hey.
Okay, let's have a chat with her.
Hello.
And... yeah, back alive. Eureka! I, Paulette Leclerc, am flesh and bone once more. Have I been calling her Paulette Eclair? Maybe I'm just a little bit hungry for eclairs. Moments ago I was a simple speck of dust, floating aimlessly and wrapped in darkness, strangled by a faulty thesis lost in the afterlife, but somehow your magic pulled me back. You don't want to help me with my next self-experiment, do you? Maybe you should stop for the time being. Hollow's Eve festivities. Do you know about Hollow's Eve? It's the season of the undead, the damned, and the daring. We welcome spirits from beyond with carved pumpkins and lights during the festivities. What, you're saying we're supposed to drive them away? I'd rather invite them in. Let's find some pumpkins, shall we? Ooh, pumpkins. I'm all for getting pumpkins, though, because that's definitely something that's still missing. Hollow's Eve decor.
Goodbye.
Let me have a look. Hollow's Eve. There we go. So, I mean, I'm all for doing this quest to just purely get the pumpkins so that we can start growing them, because we've got a few recipes that demand pumpkins, right? Let's have a chat with, I forget everyone's names, Galen Jaeger. Vultures above. Where did you come from? Get down, down. There are vultures everywhere. Hand me an arrow. I'll bring them down and you finish them off. Wait, the skies are clear. I'm not in that dreadful nest. Thanks to you. The name's Galen. I hunt. I'll be your bow if you'll be my shelter. I love his armor though, that looks sick. The dispersed hunting party. You might think I had it rough getting snatched up by that vulture and all, but at least the damn things didn't tear me limb from limb. I've seen that happen once when some scavengers attacked my hunters while passing by Brittlebush, just for their shoes and clothes. I'll show you where if you promise to make them pay. Okay, the Cosmetic Hunter outfit. I'm kind of interested, but I guess it wouldn't be his outfit exactly, would it? I kind of like his. But that's okay. We're sort of more of a warrior type, aren't we? So, I guess that's everyone, right? Like, unless another update comes around introducing even more people, which, you know, it is likely to happen. So, at this stage, I think we should think about planning for the build. So, as I said, we might need to do a little bit of busy work here, trying to figure out, you know, where to get blocks and all that sort of stuff, or make some more new blocks, and we might need to spend a bit of time deciding where structures are going to go as well. And if we do end up starting to build, then you may find that we could, you know, speed up some of the footage just for your benefit, that it doesn't take too long for us to, you know, complete all of these builds. Let us drop in some materials here. And I've got plenty of yak food on me, which I've been hanging on to, waiting for the time to then just place some more in. But these guys still have plenty. We could grab all the wool. Someone did say that we potentially need to increase the size of the area that's under the roof to get these guys to breed. I don't know if I really want them to breed too crazily, though. Let me just check in on the goats, because we also need milk and stuff from the goats, right? Or maybe they don't have any food, and perhaps maybe I need to get myself some goat food. That's Athalan. Let's... Okay, here she is, Freya. Oh man, she's just standing in the worst spot there. Emily Frey, rather, not Freya. What? What is this? Overgrowth tool. Magical tool capable of adding and removing various types of overgrowth to walls in your base. It can only be used within flame altar range and requires overgrowth material. Wow, okay, this is something completely new that I haven't seen, so I should try and get this. We just need some grilled penny buns. I mean, I don't want to jump ahead of myself here because there's plenty of actual structures that we need to build. So let's not jump into it straight away, shall we? So firstly, it is the goat food that we're looking for. We've got plenty, so let's just do 200. We should be able to just split this in half, and then we can just chuck these into the feeders, and these guys should then give us more milk. Right, and now, the main thing that we're trying to do, or we've been trying to do for ages, which is to continue the build. So we've got plenty of these stone blocks, so I'm going to use these as our, I guess, carver, if you will. So we need to carve out spaces first. So one thing that is for sure is that I want to have a pathway that goes down this way. I wonder if I should do a pathway first before I even begin the building process. Maybe. Initially I was thinking of just like building a house right here. But maybe that's not such a good idea. Because then it'll be kind of in the way, right? I kind of want to keep like the trees that we've got going over here as well. Man, it's a little rough, isn't it? I'm not 100% sure on what we should do. And we're getting a little closer to the scavenger camp over there, which is not the best. Yeah, I am very confused, but I think maybe what I'll do is I'll do like a home over here. And it be, I don't know, do we want just the one structure to house everyone? Or perhaps maybe we want to split it in two? I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have a couple of structures, and look, these trees I can always regrow elsewhere. Yeah, very, very confused. Let me see if I can grab the hoe. If I can remember where I've kept the hoe, that would be a good start. There. And what I want to do initially is do like a path. So that's flatten. How do I do paths? I'm just trying to remember now. But this will also flatten, right? Which is probably not what we want. Oh, this guy has managed to escape. I think what we'll do is we'll start thinking about having a home set up here. Don't really know how big it's going to be just yet, but I'm sort of just carving out a space, if you will. Perhaps maybe... maybe just a little bit further this way. Alright, so The materials I'm using obviously is not going to be final. I'm sort of just deciding where, at the very least, the base of the building is going to be. We've already run out of materials anyway. So that was quick. Very quick indeed. Just gonna see if I can make some more rough stone blocks.
Hello.
Yeah, it's very cheap to make these, so we may as well grab like heaps more. Just for the planning phase, and then obviously we'll make other types of blocks for when we are actually going to build. So, like all of the other buildings that we've built so far, it will eventually be, you know, multi-tiered. Still running out of stone, unfortunately. But rough stone blocks doesn't look too bad for the base of the building. Is this big enough, though? Well, that's a very good question. I don't really know. I think the idea is, once I figure out how to work out paths and stuff, I want to make a pathway that way. And once we know, you know, how much space that's going to take, we could perhaps maybe do a smaller structure over here. And perhaps maybe we can have a couple of people sort of living in the smaller structure. But yeah, this is a decent start. It'll house, you know, I don't know, perhaps maybe... I don't know if we're going to do, like, bedrooms on the first floor, or the middle floor, or the, let's call it ground floor. But we're definitely going to have bedrooms above it, and also in the basement. Let me take a look at what we've done elsewhere. I kind of like these blocks here. I'm just trying to remember what I used. I think it could be maybe flintstone or something like that. I think the easiest way is just to remove a little bit of it. Rough flintstone blocks. But we could also experiment. Got refined stone. Or we could do more fancy stone blocks. Granite. I think granite I'm going to reserve for, you know, our own residence when we eventually get there. Mixed sandstone. Yeah, maybe. Look, we'll do a few experimental blocks here and there, and then we can make some decisions. We're probably going to need to have a sleep very soon. So let's just do something like that. We could probably also fish out some of our already made blocks. And if we, at the very least, make a decision in this episode on, you know, what materials we want to use, I can then sort of go ahead and prepare some of these materials between episodes. I almost guarantee that we're going to use the roof tile blocks to keep everything, or all of the, you know, the structures looking similar in some aspect. And we're definitely going to use half-timbered blocks as well, I would say, on the upper levels. Regular stone blocks. We can give it a try. Polished stone? I don't know how I feel about that. Desert city walls. I think we've got enough stuff to experiment with here. Let's have a sleep. In terms of the build, we're also going to need to be a bit careful here. Obviously, the very first home that we built, we've got a bit of an issue here with the first floor being so, like, narrow. I guess we could repeat that. It's not too bad. But ideally, we would like every single level to have, you know, enough space. And I feel like the second build that we did, we made the second floor a little bit narrow to the point where we couldn't really fit, like, chandeliers and stuff in it. So, yeah, a lot of stuff to think about. Let us maybe remove that corner there, and let's play around with materials. So we've seen flintstone, and, you know, that will work, obviously. Maybe get rid of the snapping for a second. And yeah, I do like the look of flintstone. Or refined stone blocks. Alright. I mean, it looks nice, but I'm not entirely sure about the aesthetic that we get on the corners. Because don't forget, these are just like normal homes, right? It's not like these are going to be castles or anything. Mixed sandstone. That doesn't look too bad, to be fair. Mixed sandstone. Not a bad look. Alright, how about weathered stone? I'm pretty sure we've played around with this before, but since we haven't been doing building in a long time, it's a bit difficult to tell. I do quite like weathered stone, but sometimes you might only sort of realize certain details once you combine, say, a wall and a floor piece, for instance. So why don't we just do that? Maybe. Maybe. How does the sandstone floors look? Not exactly in the right spot, but yeah, it has like these cracks in it, which I'm not really a fan. And also, I guess the biggest issue that I have with the sandstone would be perhaps maybe the stark color contrast between the walls that we have here. And I don't think it would be the best match for our current environment. So out of those two, I think maybe the weathered stone block is still the better option. Regular stone blocks could work. Let me just do a little bit of carving here if we can, because sort of need the space. It's not bad. Don't know how I feel about the details, but we're not married to using the same materials for the walls and the floor. So we could mix them up. And I think that's the last of our sort of experiments, or material experiments, and we sort of need to make a decision. I'm almost feeling like I want to change the walls of this structure into something else. Perhaps maybe what we want to do is just match what we've got going on in the rest of the town. Maybe. I think what we'll do is yeah, I know I'm chopping and changing my mind all the time here. We'll do the weathered blocks this time around. So weathered block walls, at the very least. I don't know about the floor just yet. What we can do is maybe just take a look at the floor that we've used elsewhere. Like this floor, for instance, it does look a little rustic and dirty, doesn't it? City wall blocks. Okay. And what are we using over here? I think this is probably the weathered stone. Yeah. I think weathered stone goes well, so we'll do that for this structure as well. And yeah, at the very least, we've sort of made some decisions there. Is this the right size, though? I think what we could do is maybe bring the structure out this way a little bit more and just give it a little bit more breathing room. Maybe elongate it a little bit. I think that could work. So, yeah, a lot of work ahead of us. But I'm kind of looking forward to it. So what I might do, just to finish up the episode, is we'll go back to just doing a little bit of carving here, just so that we don't have any soil in the way. I mean, there's probably still going to be a bit more carving and stuff to do in the next episode, no doubt, but I think this should help with us just, you know, getting to work a little bit quicker in the next episode, knowing what exactly we need to do from where. So we'll do that, and go back to our flintstone blocks. We'll use that. Alright, so maybe just a little bit more over this way. Yeah. I have chosen some very difficult terrain to work with, obviously, which, you know, means that it will obviously be a challenge for us to get right. Perhaps maybe, you know, it will be multi-tiered. Which hopefully means that we'll be able to fit more people in, you know? Alright, so that's a decent start. I need to perhaps maybe experiment a little bit between episodes on how to do pathways again. It's been a while since we've looked at pathways. It could potentially just be a matter of placing down soil. And perhaps maybe doing it that way, because if I'm not mistaken, there are different types of soil that give you the benefit of being on the road. Let me have a look. Like, this is granite rubble road blocks. This is dirt road blocks. I think that could be what we need, but I might need to try and harvest more of it before we're able to actually build a pathway properly. So, yeah, we'll have to work it all out, but I'll try and be a little bit more prepared between this episode and the next one, guys. But I think this is where we'll call it, and when we come back in the next one, gonna maybe start by clearing out the area over that side of any you know, scavengers that we have seen, and we'll immediately begin our build. Perhaps maybe the pathway will be done in the next episode as well, hopefully, and it hopefully will be glorious. I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. If you did, drop me a like down below. Otherwise, stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one.